Focaccia, born in the heart of Italy's Ligurian coast in Genova, is a simple yet flavorful classic. This traditional flatbread is loved for its soft, airy interior and golden crispy crust, all enhanced by a drizzle of olive oil and a sprinkle of sea salt. For this recipe, you have the ingredients on the screen right now, or you can visit my website for the ingredients and step-by-step instructions. So let's get going. In a bowl, you want to mix your yeast and some bit of your lukewarm water. What we want to do is activate the yeast, so we're gonna mix it together and let it sit for about 10 minutes. In a large mixing bowl, combine the remaining lukewarm water, salt, olive oil, and honey. Stir until everything is well mixed. Now we want to start incorporating our flour, so gradually add about 60% of the flour to the bowl, mixing as you go. The dough should feel somewhat sticky, and it's fine if it's slightly runny at this stage. Once you have mixed it, you want to add your yeast that you set aside in the previous stage and mix a little bit as well. And then finally, you want to add the remaining flour. Make sure to set aside a little bit of the flour, which will help us to knead in the dough at a later stage. Continue to mix and ensure that all the flour is incorporated. As you can see at the bottom, there's no more flour. Now dust the surface area with the remaining flour that you set aside, and then put your dough on it, so that we are gonna start kneading the dough. You can dust the dough as well to help you with the kneading. However, you want to make sure that you don't add too much of the flour, otherwise you're going to change the hydration of the dough. Now the dough is gonna be quite sticky as well, so you want to use a kitchen scraper to help you knead in the dough, and we want to knead the dough for about 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, you should have your dough should be of this sort of consistency. As you can see here, it should be quite well kneaded. Now cover your dough with a tea towel and let it rest for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, uncover the dough. Use a scraper to help you lift up the dough, and what we are going to do here is that we're going to start folding the dough. This step is very crucial as it strengthens it. After folding the dough, use the scraper to help you to shape the dough into a rectangle. Now get a baking tray and then add a baking sheet as well, or a parchment paper, and you want to add some olive oil to the parchment paper, so then the dough does not stick to it. Make sure to spread the olive oil everywhere, as the dough will be rising, resting, and then it will be expanding, and so we want to make sure that it doesn't stick anywhere on the tray. Place the dough on the tray and then ensure that both sides of the dough is oiled. Then we want to let it rest for about 2 hours. A good tip is to place the tray in an off oven to maintain a consistent temperature during the rise. After 2 hours, we'll get the dough. Make sure to oil your hands using the oil in the tray, and then we want to press the dough so then it goes across the whole tray. Something to keep in mind is that we don't want to stretch the dough, because otherwise we are going to break it. and then we're gonna have some loose bit in the middle. So we want to press the dough so then it will just slowly spread across the whole tray. After spreading the dough on the tray, we will let it rest for another hour, and we also want to make sure that it doesn't form any crust while it's resting, so we will be sprinkling a little bit of salt on top of it. Whilst the dough is resting, we want to create our salamoia. To make the salamoia, you have to combine 6 grams of salt, 100 ml of water, and 50 ml of olive oil. Lastly, whisk the mixture until you get a denser consistency. After an hour of resting, we want to form the dimples on the dough, which are the iconic focaccia dimples. The dimples will help us hold the salamoia. Evenly pour the salamoia on the dough. Let the dough rest for another hour, and afterwards we are going to bake the dough at 185 degrees for about 80 minutes. Once your focaccia is ready, we want to baste it with a little bit of olive oil just to make it nice and shiny. I hope that you enjoyed this recipe, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Lastly, don't forget to follow me on all socials at Sapori di Papa. And then also I have a website where I have put all my recipes in there, so you can find this recipe as well in there with all the instructions and the full list of ingredients as well. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you.